Is the Synthetix breakout still valid? Okay, I talked about SNX and a possible breakout that was happening. Now, if we actually take a look into the weekly time frame here for SNX, you guys can actually see that we're ending up the week with the weekly candle close back within this pattern here. Now, this is a fake out here on this weekly time frame. We're going to be taking a look into some scenarios for SNX and see what the likelihood of this breakout still continuing. Okay, now this is not uncommon to see a fake out here for quite a bit of these altcoins, especially when Bitcoin has been dumping. Bitcoin is still the driver of this crypto markets, and since last week we have not really had too much bullish price action. Okay, so still very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin dumps, especially on an extensive basis, that is going to drag down quite a bit of these altcoins. I have done a more detailed Bitcoin on earlier today. I'll link you guys at the end of this video. I never trade altcoins without a clear understanding of Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and dive into SNX here. The chart that we're paying attention to is the weekly time frame. And this is a falling wedge pattern on the weekly time frame. And falling wedges are bullish patterns that have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. Now, this one broke to the upside this week, okay? And it has basically gotten rejected at about $2.60, if I'm reading that correctly. Let's move this ahead. It's about $2.60 almost. Now, I did talk about the resistance, or I've been talking about moving averages as resistances when they're above the price action. This one basically hit the weekly 200 SMA, which is the orange line here, almost to the T, okay? So basically traders were watching this resistance and they took profits. And that's why you're seeing this huge rejection here, okay? Also, very important to continue looking for these resistances, because they would be very helpful in indicating where to take profits and see where pullbacks come from. That's what I do personally. That's what I think a lot of traders do as well, because you're seeing it on the charts. That tells me it's not only my reaction to take profits, but other traders in the market as well. Now, I am. Let's see here. So that is basically the resistance to be paying attention to. The first time it hits the resistance, I would say that would be the strongest resistance, and as you keep hitting the same resistance, the resistance gets weaker, and same principle applies for support. Okay. Now, the price target here for this breakout, let's just say if I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna go ahead and move this down to next week, okay? Because this does not look like it's gonna end up being a breakout on this week's candle. I could be wrong, but we got about 6 hours left, okay? Now, if SNX actually gets a legit breakout next week, the price target is now about $6 still, okay? Price target. Now, price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less, a lot of which is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin, okay? If Bitcoin starts dumping from here, that's not going to be good for a lot of these altcoins, and I still think that we're in a bull cycle, personally, right? I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here. I am looking for a long position to open on Bitcoin when appropriate, and my opinions on this market is still bullish, okay? For quite a few arguments I've been talking about on my channel. Now, without getting too much into that, right? I just want to say these are just my opinions, and like the entirety of this video, it's not financial advice. You guys gotta form your own opinions, okay? You guys can be bearish, you guys can be bullish. Just form your own opinions. But that's just what I believe, okay? And let's take a look into a smaller time frame here and see what SNX could be doing. 4-hour time frame. This is a falling wedge on a smaller time frame here, on the 4-hour time frame, and it looks like it broke out right over here. Okay, so the price target for the smaller falling wedge here would be above $2.10. That would basically bring SNX back above this the bigger falling wedge. So let's see if that is successful, and let's see if that's successful, and let's see if SNX actually continues this breakout, like the probability suggests that it would, right? But we're all just talking about probabilities here. Nothing in this market is 100%. Of course, a breakdown is still possible. If this fake out actually is in fact a fake out, always got to consider the downside as well, because I've seen fake outs that leads to breakdowns as well. So some things to be considering, and risk managing, right? I know that's a cliche, but you got to have a plan. You just got to have a plan. That's basically what risk management is: having a plan to what ifs, the what ifs you can think of, right? So that's basically it for SNX. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of Synthetix or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request to you for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you on the next one.